Have you ever felt like you're being guided by an invisible force? That something or someone is always there, helping you through difficult times, giving you signs when you need them the most? The truth is, many of us have experienced moments where we felt like we were being led by a higher power, yet we couldn't quite explain it. We might dismiss these feelings as coincidence or imagination, but what if there's more to it than we realize? What if these feelings are not mere chance, but rather signs of a deeper connection to the supernatural world? The chosen ones are individuals who possess a unique ability, an ability to connect with the unseen world, to receive messages from divine forces such as angels, spirits, the universe, and even God. These individuals are not simply recipients of random coincidences or random bursts of insight. They are able to tune into the energies and frequencies that surround them, often in ways that others cannot comprehend. They receive guidance, warnings, and encouragement through signs, symbols, dreams, and even through deep moments of intuition. But how do they do it? How do they access this hidden realm and communicate with these higher powers? How do they tap into the invisible forces that seem to speak to them in the most subtle yet powerful ways? In today's video, we will explore how these special individuals, these chosen ones, enhance their ability to receive messages from the supernatural world. They don't just wake up one day with this ability. It's something they've worked toward and developed over time. Their connection to the divine is not simply a gift, but a skill, honed through years of spiritual training, deep faith, and heightened self-awareness. The chosen ones have learned to open themselves up to the unseen world, to listen deeply, and to interpret the messages they receive. The fascinating thing about the chosen ones is that their ability to connect with the supernatural world is not something they were born with. It's something they've cultivated over time. It's a result of their dedication to spiritual growth, their commitment to staying attuned to their inner self, and their willingness to trust in forces that they cannot always see or understand. Through prayer, meditation, mindfulness, and a constant search for deeper understanding, they have built a bridge between the physical world and the spiritual realms. The process of learning to receive supernatural messages is not an easy one. It requires a level of patience, discipline, and openness that many people may never fully realize. The chosen ones are people who have spent years perfecting their ability to hear the whispers of the universe, to feel the presence of angels, and to understand the divine guidance that is always available to them. They know that this ability doesn't come without challenges. In fact, the journey to connecting with the supernatural world is often filled with doubts, struggles, and moments of uncertainty. But despite these obstacles, the chosen ones persist. They learn how to trust their intuition, how to listen to their inner voice, and how to interpret the messages that are sent their way. You might be wondering, how can I open myself up to these kinds of messages? How can I begin to enhance my ability to receive divine guidance? The good news is, you don't have to be born with special powers to tap into the supernatural world. The same principles that have allowed the chosen ones to expand their abilities are available to you. Through consistent practice, faith, and dedication, you can learn how to connect with the divine and receive messages that will guide you toward your highest purpose. Before we dive deeper into the ways that you can start developing these abilities and connecting with the supernatural world, I want to take a moment to remind you to hit that like button. Share this video with anyone who might benefit from these insights, and subscribe to my channel for more inspiring and insightful content just like this. We'll be exploring more about how you too can unlock the power of the supernatural and enhance your connection to the divine in upcoming videos. What are supernatural messages? These messages are not always easy to define, but they exist in many forms and are often regarded as signs, guidance, or wisdom delivered from sources beyond our immediate understanding. They can come from God, angels, spirits, or the universe itself. The supernatural world is all around us, and it communicates with us in ways that are sometimes subtle, sometimes overwhelming. Whether it is a message from a loved one who has passed on, a divine signal that arrives just when we need it, or an intuitive nudge from the universe guiding us toward our destiny, these messages are powerful reminders that there is more to life than what we see and understand with our physical senses. The chosen ones are individuals who have developed the ability to recognize and interpret these messages. For them, the supernatural world is not a distant, abstract concept, but a living, breathing force that is constantly communicating with them. They don't just perceive the world through the lens of the physical senses, what they see, hear, touch, and feel. Rather, they also engage with an additional layer of reality, one that is not seen, but deeply felt. This connection allows them to receive guidance, warnings, and support from realms beyond the ordinary. One of the most powerful ways that the Chosen Ones receive these messages is through their feelings and intuition. Intuition, often described as a gut feeling or an inexplicable sense of knowing, is one of the most potent tools for understanding the supernatural messages that are being communicated. This inner knowing doesn't come from logic or reasoning. It comes from a place deeper than the conscious mind. It's the subtle whispers of guidance that speak directly to the heart and soul, bypassing the limitations of the mind. For the Chosen Ones, their intuition becomes a finely tuned instrument that allows them to receive these messages clearly and accurately. They learn to trust the feelings that arise within them, even when they can't explain where they come from. It's often in these moments of heightened intuition that they receive their most profound messages. They may feel a deep sense of peace or an inexplicable fear, a sudden knowing about a situation or person, or a strong emotional pull in a certain direction. These feelings guide them toward the right path, urging them to make decisions or take actions that align with their divine purpose. Another important way the Chosen Ones receive messages is through vivid dreams. Dreams have long been recognized as a channel to the subconscious, and for many individuals, they serve as a direct link to the supernatural realm. Dreams are often symbolic, filled with images, sounds, and emotions that carry deep meaning. They are not simply random images created by the mind, but rather reflections of deeper truths and messages from the universe, from angels, or from God. The Chosen Ones have a unique ability to decode the meaning behind these dreams. While some may simply dismiss their dreams as strange or unimportant, the Chosen Ones know that their dreams are powerful communication tools. They pay close attention to recurring themes, symbols, or messages in their dreams, knowing that these are not coincidences. Each dream carries a message or a lesson, and by honing their ability to interpret these dreams, they gain greater insight into their own lives and the world around them. In addition to feelings and dreams, the Chosen Ones also receive messages through signs and unusual events that occur in their daily lives. These signs often appear at the most unexpected moments, when they are least prepared for them, but they carry deep significance. For example, they might see a particular number repeatedly, like 1111 or 333, and know that this is a sign from the universe. The numbers may not have any specific meaning to most people, but to the Chosen Ones, they are reminders of divine guidance, messages of alignment, or confirmation that they are on the right path. Other signs can be found in the form of serendipitous events, synchronicities, or what might seem like coincidences. For example, the Chosen Ones might find that when they are thinking about a specific person, that person suddenly reaches out to them. Or they might be facing a difficult decision, and suddenly, the answer comes to them through a random conversation with a stranger. These are not random occurrences, but signs that are guiding them toward their divine purpose. To the untrained eye, they might just appear as coincidences, but for the Chosen Ones, these events are deeply meaningful and serve as direct communication from the supernatural world. The ability to recognize and interpret these signs and messages takes practice. The Chosen Ones didn't just wake up one day with this ability fully developed. They have spent years cultivating it. They have worked hard to tune their senses to the supernatural world, to listen closely to their inner voice, and to understand the subtle messages that come their way. They have learned to trust their intuition, to honor their feelings, and to embrace the unusual events and signs that appear in their lives. They have become skilled at interpreting dreams and understanding the deeper meaning behind the messages they receive. The key to receiving messages from the supernatural world lies in being open and receptive. The Chosen Ones have learned to quiet the noise of the world around them and to listen deeply to the whispers of the universe. They know that the messages they receive are not always loud or obvious, but they are always present. They have learned to trust that these messages will arrive at the right time, in the right form, and in a way that they can understand. This deep trust in the supernatural realm and in their own ability to receive guidance is what allows them to live in alignment with their divine purpose. So how can you begin to open yourself up to receiving messages from the supernatural world? The first step is to cultivate trust in your intuition and your feelings. Pay attention to the small nudges and inner promptings that you receive. Trust the whispers of your heart, even when they don't make logical sense. Start paying attention to your dreams and the symbols that appear in them. Keep a dream journal and begin to notice patterns and recurring messages that might be hidden in your dreams. Look for signs and synchronicities in your daily life, and learn to recognize when they are more than just coincidences. Remember, the supernatural world is always speaking to us. The messages are there, waiting to be received. The chosen ones have honed their ability to listen and understand these messages, but so can you. With practice, patience, and trust, you can begin to open yourself up to this higher level of communication and receive guidance from the universe, from angels, and from God. If you find this fascinating, make sure to like and share this video to spread this knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe and explore the supernatural world with me. Expanding your ability to receive messages from the supernatural world is not an overnight process. It requires intention, dedication, and a willingness to develop both your spiritual awareness and your connection to the divine. Many people assume that the chosen ones are born with an innate gift to perceive supernatural messages, but in reality, it's a skill that must be cultivated over time. It is the result of intentional spiritual and faith training, along with an openness to the subtle guidance that comes from the universe, angels, or God. If you want to enhance your ability to receive these divine messages, you must first learn how to open your mind and heart to the unseen world. Spiritual and faith training are at the core of this development. In order to receive messages from the supernatural realm, you need to be in a state of mental and emotional openness. Your heart and soul need to be attuned to the frequencies of the divine, and this is something that can be achieved through consistent spiritual practices. Meditation, prayer, and reflection are all essential tools in this journey. Through these practices, you begin to quiet the noise of the physical world and create space for the divine to speak to you. Meditation, in particular, plays a pivotal role in expanding your ability to receive supernatural messages. It allows you to center your mind and soul, creating a calm, receptive space within yourself. In the stillness of meditation, you can access a deeper part of yourself that is in direct connection with the universe. It's in this space that messages from the supernatural world can flow through you. Meditation helps you fine-tune your intuition, allowing you to discern subtle messages that might otherwise go unnoticed. It's a practice that helps you attune your senses to the unseen world, strengthening your ability to receive and understand these messages. Prayer is another powerful tool in this process. When you pray, you are opening yourself to a higher power and asking for guidance, wisdom, and clarity. Through prayer, you can develop a closer relationship with God, the angels, or the universe, whoever you feel most connected to. Prayer helps you align your intentions with the divine will, making it easier to receive guidance that is in alignment with your higher purpose. It's a way of communicating with the spiritual realm, asking for answers and insight, and trusting that you will receive what you need at the right time. The act of prayer is not just about asking for help, it's also about cultivating a sense of trust and openness, knowing that the divine is always ready to guide you. Reflection is equally important in expanding your ability to receive messages. Reflection allows you to look inward and examine the thoughts, feelings, and experiences that shape your life. It helps you gain clarity about your spiritual journey, your beliefs, and your connection to the supernatural world. Through reflection, you can identify patterns in your life that may be linked to divine messages or guidance. You might notice moments when you felt an inexplicable sense of peace, or when something significant occurred in your life that you later realized was a sign from the universe. By reflecting on these moments, you can begin to recognize the subtle ways in which the supernatural world communicates with you. Reflection helps you deepen your understanding of these signs and strengthens your ability to interpret them. In addition to these spiritual practices, you must also learn to pay attention to the subtle signs and messages that the supernatural world is constantly sending. The divine speaks to us in ways that are often imperceptible to the untrained eye. Messages may come in the form of dreams, strange sensations, or unexpected events that seem to appear out of nowhere. These signs are not random. They are clues from the supernatural realm, guiding you toward the right path. However, it is up to you to develop the sensitivity to recognize these signs when they appear. Dreams are one of the most powerful ways the supernatural world communicates with us. They can carry profound messages, offering insight into our lives, our purpose, and our spiritual journey. The chosen ones understand the significance of their dreams and are able to decode the messages they receive while they sleep. To develop your ability to receive messages through dreams, it's important to begin paying close attention to them. Keep a dream journal by your bedside and record your dreams as soon as you wake up. Over time, you may begin to notice patterns or recurring symbols in your dreams that provide clues about the messages you are receiving. Strange sensations and feelings are another form of supernatural communication. You may experience an inexplicable sense of knowing or a sudden emotional shift that seems to come from nowhere. These sensations often occur when you are in alignment with the divine, or when you are being guided toward a particular path. For example, you might feel a sense of peace when making a difficult decision, or experience an intense sense of fear or excitement when encountering a person who is part of your divine purpose. These sensations are often signs that the supernatural world is attempting to communicate with you. The more you pay attention to them, the more you will be able to understand their meaning. Unexpected events, synchronicities, or seemingly random occurrences are another form of divine messaging. These signs are often overlooked by most people as coincidences, but the chosen ones understand that they are not random at all. They are divinely orchestrated events meant to guide, warn, or reassure. For example, you may think of someone you haven't spoken to in years, and suddenly they call you. Or you may be facing a difficult decision, and out of the blue, you hear the exact advice you needed from a stranger. These events are the universe's way of sending you messages, reminding you that you are not alone, and that divine guidance is always available to you. To develop your ability to receive these signs, you need to be mindful and present in your daily life. Pay attention to what happens around you, and trust that everything has meaning, even if it doesn't seem like it at first. Learning to recognize these signs and messages is a process of training your senses to be more receptive to the supernatural world. The chosen ones have spent years honing this ability, developing a deep sensitivity to the subtle cues that surround them. By cultivating a regular spiritual practice, whether it's meditation, prayer, or reflection, you can also enhance your sensitivity to the divine and expand your ability to receive messages. Start by paying closer attention to your dreams, your feelings, and the events around you. Trust your intuition and honor the guidance you receive, even if it doesn't make sense at first. The more you practice this, the more attuned you will become to the supernatural world, and the easier it will be to receive the messages that are meant for you. If you're eager to start training yourself and discovering the supernatural world, make sure to like and share this video, and remember to hit subscribe to dive deeper into this fascinating realm. In our journey to receiving messages from the supernatural world, one of the most transformative practices we can adopt is prayer and meditation. These two practices are not only foundational to strengthening our spiritual connection, but are also essential in helping us quiet the mind, listen to the heart, and tune into the divine frequencies around us. When it comes to receiving messages from God, angels, spirits, or the universe, prayer and meditation serve as bridges that allow us to establish a deeper connection to the unseen realm. Prayer is one of the most powerful tools we have to connect with the divine. It is not just a means of asking for help, but also a way to communicate our deepest desires, fears, and gratitude to God. Through prayer, we open ourselves up to divine guidance, asking for wisdom, protection, and clarity in our lives. It's an act of surrender, where we release our control over circumstances and trust that God's plan is unfolding for us. The more consistent and intentional our prayers are, the clearer our connection becomes. God, angels, and other spiritual beings are always listening, and prayer creates a space where they can speak to us and guide us on our path. But prayer is not just about asking, it's also about listening. While we often turn to prayer when we need something or when we're in trouble, prayer is just as much about the quiet moments of reflection and connection. When we pray, we are not only speaking our wishes, but we are also making ourselves receptive to divine answers. Sometimes, the answers we seek are not spoken in words, but in feelings, dreams, or subtle signs that manifest in our lives. Prayer helps us tune into these messages by quieting the noise of the world around us, enabling us to listen deeply. Meditation complements prayer by providing the stillness needed to receive messages from the supernatural world. In our busy, fast-paced lives, it's easy to become distracted and overwhelmed by the noise around us. Meditation offers us the space to detach from the constant stream of thoughts and distractions that cloud our minds. By focusing on our breath, the present moment, or a specific mantra, we create a peaceful, centered space where divine messages can be heard more clearly. Meditation helps calm the mind, allowing us to become more attuned to the subtle guidance that is always available to us. When we meditate, we enter into a deeper state of awareness, one where we can receive insights, visions, and intuitive messages that may have been blocked by the noise of everyday life. In this state, our intuition becomes sharper, and we become more aware of the messages that the universe is sending our way. This practice of stillness not only enhances our connection to the supernatural world, but also helps us grow in wisdom and understanding. Meditation is a powerful tool for anyone looking to expand their ability to receive messages from the unseen world, and it is a practice that can be incorporated into daily life. However, while prayer and meditation are crucial, there is another practice that enhances our ability to receive messages from the supernatural realm: connecting with nature. Nature is a powerful energy source, and it has long been recognized as a spiritual tool for deepening one's connection to the divine. The natural world is filled with energy and vitality, and when we spend time in nature, we align ourselves with these natural forces. It is in nature that we can find clarity, peace, and guidance. The chosen ones, who are particularly attuned to the supernatural world, often spend time in nature to listen and connect with the unseen realms. Nature provides them with the space to feel the divine presence and receive the messages they need. There's something about being immersed in the natural world that opens us up to higher frequencies. The rustling of leaves in the wind, the sound of a flowing river, or the sight of a beautiful sunset all carry messages from the universe. These moments are not just fleeting experiences, but opportunities to receive guidance and wisdom. In nature, we find balance and alignment with the divine energies that surround us. It is a reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, and that the messages we seek are already present in the world around us. When we take the time to connect with nature, we are not only rejuvenating our bodies and minds, but also attuning ourselves to the messages that the supernatural world is sending us. Many spiritual traditions believe that nature is a reflection of the divine, and by observing the beauty and intricacies of nature, we can better understand the messages that are being communicated to us. Whether it's a bird that suddenly appears in front of you, or the way the wind picks up when you're pondering a difficult decision, these moments are not coincidences. They are divine signs that guide us on our journey. The chosen ones often spend time in nature, not just as a way to relax, but as a way to deepen their spiritual connection and receive divine messages. They know that the natural world is rich with spiritual energy, and that by tuning into it, they can access a greater understanding of their purpose and path. The practice of connecting with nature can be as simple as taking a walk through the woods, sitting by a river, or meditating under the shade of a tree. These moments of stillness and presence in nature are opportunities to hear the whispers of the supernatural world. For those looking to expand their ability to receive messages, spending time in nature is one of the most grounding and transformative practices. The energy of nature is pure and untainted by the distractions of modern life. It provides us with a direct channel to the divine and allows us to reconnect with the world around us in a meaningful way. Whether you live in a bustling city or a quiet countryside, nature is always there, offering you a space to listen and receive. So, How can you begin to incorporate these practices into your own life? Start by setting aside time each day for prayer and meditation. It doesn't have to be long. Just a few minutes of quiet reflection can help you create the space you need to receive divine guidance. Practice being still and listening for the subtle messages that may be trying to reach you. Use meditation as a tool to clear your mind and strengthen your intuition, and make a point to spend more time in nature, whether it's by taking a walk, sitting outside, or simply observing the beauty around you. These practices will help you become more attuned to the supernatural world and open you up to the divine messages that are always present. I'm sure these practices will be helpful in your spiritual journey. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring the supernatural with me. Expanding your ability to receive messages from the supernatural world is not something out of reach, nor is it reserved only for a select few. The chosen ones are not born with this ability. They have cultivated it through years of spiritual training, unwavering faith, and patience. They have learned to connect with higher forces, tapping into a realm that many are unaware even exists. But the key to receiving these divine messages lies not in the extraordinary, but in the ordinary, through daily practices, moments of stillness, and the quiet attention we give to our intuition, dreams, and the signs that appear before us. It's important to recognize that this connection with the supernatural world is available to everyone. Whether you are just beginning your journey or have been on the path for a long time, you have the ability to expand your awareness and become more attuned to the messages being sent to you from the unseen world. What the chosen ones have in common is not some special gift, but rather an openness to receiving and understanding these messages. They have cultivated the ability to listen deeply, to trust their inner guidance, and to be patient as they wait for divine insights to unfold. One of the most important aspects of this journey is maintaining an open heart and mind. The messages we receive from the supernatural world are often subtle, delicate, and fleeting. They may come in the form of a quiet thought, an image in a dream, or a sudden feeling of knowing. These messages are often not loud or dramatic. They are gentle whispers, reminders that we are connected to a higher power, that we are never truly alone. However, if we are closed off or distracted, we may miss these subtle cues. This is why it is essential to practice stillness, to create space in our lives for divine messages to come through. When we learn to quiet our minds, to listen deeply to our hearts, and to trust our intuition, we allow these messages to flow freely and clearly. The journey of receiving messages from the supernatural world requires faith. Faith is the foundation upon which all spiritual growth is built. It is the belief that there is a higher power at work in our lives, guiding us, protecting us, and showing us the way forward. Faith is what allows us to trust in the unseen, to believe in the messages we receive, even when we cannot always explain them. Just as the chosen ones have learned to trust the divine guidance they receive, so too can you. It is through faith that we learn to recognize the supernatural messages in our lives and see them as part of a greater divine plan. Every step of the way, faith provides us with the strength to continue, even when we don't fully understand the path ahead. Patience is another key component in this process. The supernatural world does not always work on our timeline, and the messages we seek may not come immediately. Sometimes they arrive in ways we don't expect, and at times when we are least prepared for them. This is why patience is so essential. Patience allows us to wait without frustration or doubt, knowing that the right message will come at the right time. It is the willingness to trust in divine timing, even when we are uncertain about the path forward. When we are patient, we allow the messages from the supernatural world to unfold naturally, without forcing them or rushing the process. As you continue on your journey, remember that the key to expanding your ability to receive messages from the supernatural world lies in your willingness to learn, grow, and remain open. Every day presents an opportunity to deepen your connection to the divine, whether through prayer, meditation, spending time in nature, or simply paying attention to the signs and symbols around you. Every message you receive is a gift, a reminder that you are part of a much larger, interconnected universe. These messages guide you toward your higher purpose, helping you navigate life with greater clarity, insight, and direction. So how can you start? Begin by creating the space in your life for these messages to come through. Take time each day to quiet your mind, to listen to your heart, and to trust your intuition. Cultivate your faith and be patient with the process, knowing that the divine is always working on your behalf. Recognize the signs that come your way and be open to receiving the guidance that is meant for you. As you continue to practice these principles, you will find that your connection to the supernatural world becomes clearer and stronger. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any upcoming content. Let's continue this journey of discovering supernatural messages and living true to our divine purpose. Thank you for watching, and may your path be illuminated with divine guidance.